Alright guys, we are back working on the Jeep. What I'm going through this video is repainting my roof. I picked up some Durabak 18. It's a kind of a textured bedliner style coating in a light gray color. So it's going to look really good. It's going to go with my sliders, and it's going to continue the kind of color theme that I'm going with this build. I'm doing this because my roof had a lot of rust on it, and I want to get that fixed up kind of ASAP so it's not going to spread anymore. So starting here in the beginning is I have to grind all the paint and all the rust off, and then it can be prepped for the primer and then the Durabak itself. So once I got all of the rust and paint and everything off the roof, I applied a rust reformer coating I picked up at Menards. It helped turn the rust into a paintable surface and also helped remove some of the smaller spots of rust overall. From there, once I had it coated and cleaned off, I went and wiped everything down really well with some Xylol paint thinner as recommended by Durabak, and then started taping everything up. Got the Jeep all taped up, plastic off, extra paper over the window and stuff. Taped all around the top, pretty close to the edge, went all the way under the drip rail. So I'll be putting the coating on the drip rail and then underneath. But I'm gonna wipe down with some paint thinner or some xylene, and I've got some rust reformer primer that I'm going to put down on a couple spots just for extra security, and then it's getting their etching primer, and then the Durabak is going to go right over top of that. It's almost 5 o'clock, about 3 hours of daylight left. Hopefully the wind's going to die down here a little bit, but I'm figuring I've got an hour after I finish spraying my primer to get my Durabak rolled on, or at least my first coat of my Durabak rolled on. So as soon as I start laying primer, hopefully I'll be done with at least the first layer of Durabak in under an hour. But I'm gonna get it wiped down and gotta run upstairs, grab my Durabak, and then we'll get started with the primer. Alright, I guess that didn't record, but got it wiped down, putting some of this. I've got a couple spots. Even with a heavy grinder, I couldn't get that off with my paint wheels. So I'm gonna put this on a couple spots and then just etching primer over the rest of it. Finished with the get some order flow in here. And I forgot to put this on. Definitely noticed it, but kind of wear this respirator for instead of spray painting. Definitely recommend you always wear a respirator with vapor canisters, as recommended for painting and stuff. In a closed space like this, still kind of see a little bit of fog, mist, paint's oversprayed, but should be alright. This is the stuff I'm putting on kind of everywhere else I can get it covered. It's a self-etching primer. I saw other people using this under Durabak, and I didn't want to pay for the actual Durabak primer. This is about a quarter of the cost per can. And I've got 3 cans, should be enough. Sprayed a little bit more of that rust restore than I expected, but between that and this, should be able to get pretty good coverage. Yeah. Can't really see it, but it's all one color now. Ooh. Got a couple thin spots. Basically 4 cans of primer. This really solid 1 coat, it looks like. I'm only putting 1 coat on. This etch primer should be enough for the Durabak. So, got a couple light spots over there to fill, a couple right here to fill. It is an etch primer, not the thickest stuff. Might be able to see some texture and stuff left in there, but that'll be alright. I don't really care about texture, considering it's getting textured over coat. Alright, right here, this is my Durabak 18. It is rated for UV exposure. Might be rushing if it looks like that. Kind of in a time crunch. But I don't really want to. Jesus. I will say this showed up very inflated. So I hope I'm not making a mistake opening it right here. Ooh! The sticker's right. They are under pressure. There she is. Hopefully you can see that. Very light gray color. Instructions say to stir, don't shake it. So, yeah. That's it. Each gallon of this stuff. This is where I ordered it. It comes with 2 of these rollers. They're pretty, I think they call them, yeah, they're like closed cell foam, but they're cut so it's a bunch of openings which will grab all the rubber. This is what makes this stuff so durable. But roll it on in light coats. See, that stuff's really thick. Thick enough that it doesn't want to unstick to my roller. Alright guys, first layer done. I gotta say, I am super fucking impressed with this stuff. Big reveal. I only have one light, so it's only kind of lit up halfway, but this stuff has the perfect, it's super textured. I need to put a little more on that front edge there, it looks like. But super textured, rolled on pretty easily. I can maybe put a little more right down the middle there, it looks kind of thin. But went through, there were a couple bigger chunks of the rubber that got stuck that I went through and pulled those out already. But I am in love with this. This is gonna look amazing once I get it taped off or untaped. And once I get it out in the sunlight, oh man, I love it. Alright, just finished up putting coat number 2 on. A lot harder to put the second coat on and be even coverage. It's the same color when it's dry versus when it's wet. So just kind of went over, made sure it all looked really good. Took a brush and a little bit, did all the gutters and a couple light spots that I found. But according to the instructions, after your second coat is when you want to unmask it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. We'll get it all unmasked and then if there's any drips or anything, try and keep those clean. Got her untaped. She looks real good. Looks pretty good. You can see spots like there. I've got most of this side cleaned up pretty well, but back here, you can see up in there, there's kind of some drips along that edge that I'm trying to clean up. Oops. That spot, try and get all that cleaned up. All along this edge too. Spots like that, just for final touches and stuff. But we'll get her out in the sun here in a minute and let it dry off a little more. Alright guys, this turned out great. Love the way it looks. It's super bright. The color's great. Once I get my sliders up to match a little bit better, it's all going to go together really well. The hood here, it's getting really checked. It's getting repainted to the factory color, this Patriot Blue. I'm probably going to try and do it myself with spray cans, but we'll see how that goes. I got one can of color match to test. I'm going to see what it looks like, see how it turns out on a test piece, and see if it'll be something I can do here. Otherwise I'm going to take it and have it painted somewhere else. But this thing's almost blinding to look at in the direct sunlight, especially from up high. It's so bright. But I'm going to leave it out in the sun today, let it dry off completely, and hopefully we don't get any weather. But all in all, for an overall rating for Durabak so far, it's been pretty easy to clean up my messes and stuff. Went on pretty easy. It was pretty easy to get mixed up and get applied, and I'm pretty happy with it. We'll see in a couple months how it looks. I do have a roof rack. I'm going to be getting a roof rack to put on here, probably from JCR. I think it's going to look really good. Once it's all said and done. Thanks for watching, guys.